I've always wanted to start up my own business. I've had a number of different bits and pieces that I've done, but really to really fully focus on this area, and that's exactly what I did. So went off and done a postgraduate diploma in digital marketing uh, when I took the voluntary redundancy and started up Compass Media as a brand. As I said, like, it was always around, but it just became the focus point of everything that we did. So yeah, so we've been busy, motoring along, and it's all good. It's all going very well.
Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Today's episode brought to you by Davis Home Inspections of Albany, Oregon, and H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. Hey everybody, Russ here with another episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. And today I'm here with a new and good friend, Alan Hennessy from the Dublin, Ireland area, and I'm going to let him tell you more about that. But I'm just excited to have him here today. He is such a powerful connector in all that he does in social media and in all of the different areas, especially recently with LinkedIn Live and all that. So I'm super excited about what he's doing. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about me. So I love to connect. I love people, and that's what I'm all about. And to find out more about me, simple. You can go to russhedge.com. There's links to all my social media and my podcast and anything you want to know about me. So that's enough about me. Right now, we're going to jump straight in to the podcast and talk to Alan. Alan, how are you doing today?
I'm great, and you, Russ, thanks so much for inviting me on. Delighted to be here. How are you?
I'm so good today. I'm just, well, I'm awesome every day, pretty much.
Living the dream, as they say. Living the dream.
That's it. And really it's because of great people that I get to connect with like you that really lift me every day. If you want to be lifted, go to other people that lift you, lift them up, and they'll lift you up. That's what I believe. So tell us a little more about yourself, Alan.
Well, I'm Alan Hennessy from Compass Media. Born and raised in Dublin, Ireland. Yes, indeed. Across the pond, as they say. And married with two girls and a beautiful wife. I have to say that, because if we don't say that, we'd be only given out to, as usual, and I run a social media and digital marketing agency here in Dublin called Compass Media, and we provide digital marketing and all that good stuff that people hate doing. We do well, and we do it for you. So we take the pain away. We break through that noise.
That's awesome. And you've been doing this for a few years?
Yeah, I've been doing this. Well, I suppose Compass Media started around about 6 or 8 years ago. But I've always been doing this I've been sort of doing this behind the scenes, a side hustle, for about 15, 20 years. So I was doing social media, and I was back in the day when we had Bebo and MySpace. So yeah, I go back long before the Facebooks and the Twitters and all that. So it's good.
Oh yeah, I remember the MySpace days. My son, being a musician, was huge into MySpace. And
Mm.
so, yes, of course, we had to be on MySpace to monitor the children and keep an eye on that. So,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit more about why you started Compass Media, how it started, when it started, all of that.
Well, I spent 20 years in corporate. I worked for two of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world, um, Pfizer and Amgen. And I worked for them for 20 odd years between the two companies. And they offered us a voluntary redundancy package back in the day. Well, it must be about 8 years ago now at this stage. And I sort of said, my girls are growing up, and this is the right time for me to concentrate on something and do something that I enjoy. And I've always wanted to start up my own business. I've had a number of different bits and pieces that I've done, but really to really fully focus on this area, and that's exactly what I did. So went off and done a postgraduate diploma in digital marketing when I took the voluntary redundancy and started up Compass Media as a brand. As I said, like, it was always around, but it just became the focus point of everything that we did. So yeah, so we've been busy, motoring along, and it's all good. It's all going very well.
Awesome. So you have your own podcast and social media
Mm.
talks. And so
Social
you
media
want to,
talks.
right, tell us a little bit about that.
So the Social Media Talks podcast is basically where I will sit and chat with some of the world's leading social media experts and digital marketers. But it sort of started off with just wanting to get in front and talk to these people, and then it just sort of it skyrocketed basically, and we ended up getting like it gets over. I think it's about 3 or 4 thousand downloads every month, so it's really good. But we've had some really interesting and fantastic people on the podcast. We've had Mark Schaefer, Jay Bear, Madeline Sklar, like really, but super people, and absolutely now I would call them good friends. So it's been a wonderful experience. I've 30 years in broadcasting, so it's it's no sort of it's nothing new. It's just a new format of how we do it, but it just opens up a whole new world to everyone. And I would encourage anyone to start podcasting because it's so exciting and it's also so enjoyable as well.
Right. It is amazing through the connection, whether it's Zoom or whatever, and social
Mm,
media nowadays, how we can connect with people anywhere. Just like you and I, through a good friend, Scott Smith, we got connected. And I just find that amazing. I've so enjoyed getting to know you. And actually, a handful of other people in the area in Dublin, Ireland, that I've been able to get to know. So tell us more about your feelings on the power of the connection of social media, because it's just amazing how you can connect with people through that.
well, see, there's this big misconception that social media is for business and it's about it's I'm going to be everywhere and all that, and and I always say it, even when I'm teaching or coaching or whatever. I always say, social media is two words: it's social and it's media. And remember, the social part is the more important part. So it's all about engagement. When you simplify everything down, uh, it's about engagement. It's about talking. It's about interacting with people. We do it every day in our lives when we meet people face to face. Well, maybe we're a bit more protective at the moment with the current crisis, but at the same token, we connect and we talk to people day to day. So there should be no difference with doing this online. And social media gives you a massive opportunity now to connect with people, not just in your local area, but all across the world. There's a good friend of mine, Howard Hughes, who always says geography is history. And it really is. Geography is history when it comes to social media. It's how myself and yourself met. It's how I've connected with so many people around the world that I would call good friends. And as someone said to me the other day, if you ever come to the States, you are going to need about 3 months. And I says, why? Is it because you're just going to have to make all them trips right across the whole of the continent, the whole of the States, because people want to see you in Texas, they want to see you in, LA or wherever, San Francisco, New York. So, I just say it's brilliant, but it's great to be able to reach out, have a call, have a chat with people, but it's about engaging. If you're on social and you're delivering content for a business, it's about engagement. It's about talking to people and not just putting up the thumbs up on your Facebook page. It's about actually saying thank you or engaging or giving your point of view and starting a conversation, because that's what we want to do on social media, is start conversations and build on them relationships.
Well, and I think that's so true. You and I were on a meeting on the global tea break. I think we were having this discussion
Mm,
about people, how they, with their business, sometimes approach the wrong way. I've always felt this way. Social media is social. They care about you. They care about Alan and what you're doing, not so much always about Compass Media and the other stuff till they get to know you. And we always talk about the know, like, and trust factor. But what's important is to make sure that you are genuine and really connecting and
mm.
engaging with the person, not getting out there trying to sell them something right off the bat. Because I know during that one discussion, several that I've had, people try to sell people right off the bat. It just turns people off. And, I'm all about connecting with people just for who they are, not for what they do or can give to me.
And that's the truth of it, and like even like through the training that I would do, I would always say to people, if you went to a networking meeting, are you actually going to hand, when you get introduced to a person, are you going to hand them a contract? And they'll say no. And I say, well, why do you do it online? Because that's exactly what people do. They try to sell you directly instead of getting to know you. I always say, if you're trying to connect with someone online, start following what they're doing, start engaging with them. Let them get to know you first, then get them to like you, and then get them to trust you,
Right.
because that's how it works. And that's exactly how it should work, you know?
Well, and I think I've always believed friends help friends. If you develop genuine friendships, then your friends will help you with whatever, because then they are actually motivated and engaged in what you're doing. They care about what you're doing at that
Mm.
point. So you don't have to sell them. They're thinking, hey, Alan does this. I'm really interested in that. I want to help him.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's what happens, because people reach out when you reach out to someone and you want to connect with them. They're going to ask you, how can I help you? That's the first thing they will always say is, how can I help you? And then you have to like them, and you have to say that again to them, is how can I help you? And it becomes a mutual consent, and we both are happy to be able to connect and reach out, whether it is business or whether it's just a friendship or it's advice. It's all there, and that's what people want.
And that's the exciting thing too, is really making that genuine connection. Like today, for example, after I get done talking to you, I will be on a meeting right close here in Corvallis, Oregon. Right after that, I'll be talking to a friend in Houston, Texas. Later
Mm.
on today, I'll be talking to new friends in Australia. So you can bounce all over the globe, and it's because people do really want to connect. They do. They want to reach out and actually have that genuine purpose of connection. So, hey, I really
Mm.
wanted to talk more about the LinkedIn Live, but we're going to have to save that for another podcast because we're
That's not
wrapping
a
up
problem.
already. And so I want to give you a chance to tell people how they get a hold of Alan.
So the easiest way is compassmedia.ie is the website. You'll find all of my social links there, and also reach out to me on social. I'm always on LinkedIn. As Russ knows, I am the LinkedIn and God. That's where I like to be, and that's my platform of choice. But look, I am on them all, so you'll find me on Twitter, Facebook, and all the rest of them as well. But all the links to the social media are on the website, and reach out if you want to get in contact with me. My mobile is 086 845 9960. Happy to pick up that phone, and I do answer the phone. I don't leave the voice messages, and if you do leave a voice message, I will get back to you, but I'm always happy to connect. And email alan@compassmedia.ie, and don't forget to check out the podcasts. Always some really interesting stuff as well on that.
It is very interesting. I've really enjoyed watching your podcast, and it's so good. So, hey, Alan, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today. It's been a pleasure to get to know you as a person.
It's
And
and
yeah,
it's
so
It's the
anyway,
same here. Like, really is. It's fantastic, and I'm delighted to be on. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here as well, Russ.
well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So we're going to wrap up today. And again, if you want to get a hold of Alan, he just gave you all the different areas on social media to connect with him, even his phone number. And if you want to connect with me, simple, just go to russhedge.com, give you links to everything that you need. And until we meet again, thank you so much for coming and listening to amazing people that are connecting today. We'll talk to you next time. Have an awesome day. See ya.